Coming up next on the Inherited Podcast.
Man, legacy means everything to me. And I say that because I can just use myself. So my name is John Griggs III. My dad's name is obviously John Griggs Jr. His pops is John Griggs. Whenever I have a son, he gonna be the fourth. He ain't even got no option. But the point of it is, for me, is like, man, your legacy is what you left for people to hold on to. The name means something if you left something worth holding on to. It don't mean nothing if you left a mess behind. God came to me and was like, all I want you to do from here on out is help people in this aspect. And I went back to her and said, I'm supposed to be a coach. I'm receiving help from you when I could be giving it to other people. She said, exactly. She's like, you answer everything when I ask you. She's like, you're never a person who needs help finding out the direction. You're like, your biggest thing was, are you gonna go? So when God hit me, it was like, now you ready to go. So and that's why I took it on. I deal with men mainly because just number one, because I'm a man. Yeah. It's like I grew up in a house with a lot of women, but I also look at the landscape. Women got yoga, they got Pilates. They actually do, even if they're pretending, they attempt to try to be in spaces that allows them to be vulnerable to one another. Men don't have as many. Man, I always say the number one thing that men need that they don't define it as, men want the same safety that women are asking for. They just don't know where to get it from. And they don't even know how to identify that within themselves.
Building a legacy, so watch how you study me. You know it's inherited, ain't no comparison, stacking up guaranteed. Moving so militant, consistent and disciplined. Getting that paper and stacking it up, no time for no chillin', man. Building a legacy, so watch how you study me. You know it's inherited, ain't no comparison, stacking up guaranteed. Moving so militant, consistent and disciplined.
What's good? It's Sir Gates. You're now tuned to the Inherited Podcast, the official podcast about Legrance. Once again, we are back with another dope guest, another dope episode. Thank y'all for coming back. Every time listening, getting much y'all ear. But first and foremost, make sure y'all go to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Just type in Legrance. That's BATRRLEGRANCE. Subscribe, tune in, y'all get some good value. So we'll get into it today, right? We got a special guest, Mr. John Griggs, life coach, author, minister, artist, manager. Just a little bit about John. So John's a dedicated, passionate, and about inspiring men to be more productive in their mental health journey and to simply reframe their way they think about life, relationships, careers, and more. So what we're going to do today is get his backstory, his origin story, bring y'all some value from this conversation. So whoever may be listening, make sure y'all turn this all the way up. We're going to jump right into it, all right? So how you doing, brother?
I'm doing amazing. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. So I can't complain. We kind of talked a little bit earlier, but today been a good day. Always blessed to be alive, get here, come in here, sit down and do a podcast. Like I was telling you, for y'all who may not know, so the whole goal of the pod is to bring some value to whomever may be listening. You got some people out who may be lost, some people who just may be struggling, going through a certain season in their life. They might not know how to get through it, but your story, your trials and tribulations could pull them up from that and give them the strength to know, like, you know, God give grace and get to it. So, but to break the ice, what I love to do is ask a question and get into the podcast. Of course, nothing crazy. You stand on brand. So my question to you today is, what does legacy mean to you?
Ooh, that's amazing, actually. Man, legacy means everything to me. And I say that because I can just use myself. So my name is John Griggs III. My dad's name is obviously John Griggs Jr. His pops is John Griggs. Whenever I have a son, he gonna be the fourth. He ain't even got no option. But the point of it is, for me, is like, man, your legacy is what you left for people to hold on to. The name means something if you left something worth holding on to. It don't mean nothing if you left a mess behind. So I know for me, regardless of everything I got into as a kid, it always went back to, John, your daddy, ain't it? So it's like, now when I see my nephew come home and be like, I got an English teacher, and she said, is John Griggs your uncle? You're like, yeah. It's like, but I left it so well when I left. It's like, bro, you have no choice but to, like, do your own thing. Don't be us. But it's like the legacy built. All you gotta do is walk the train track. You cool.
Yeah, it's like they already are expecting something of you just because of that name. Like you say, it's good you told him, do your own thing, but just know the Griggs done left something here, so don't stay in line, man. Do something right, for sure. Like for me, like I love legacy, man. It's just because, like, growing up, just seeing how I grew up and what my family and I had to go through. Like my parents struggled, we struggled, but just seeing that, just truthfully, like once they may pass away, me and my siblings and our kids probably won't have much to get from that. I mean, granted, their life was their life. their path was their path. Of course, younger growing up, you question like why did they make certain decisions here and there. But once you get older, you see sometimes life happens and it's cool. But just seeing that, I just tell myself every day is just like, who would I be to see that get older if God bless me with kids, to have kids and take them through that same path? Like, why would I do that? And then knowing I'm getting older, we're going to pass away one day and get old, and it's up to them to look after us, take care of us, take care of the world. So pour into the generations coming behind us and leave a good legacy behind. And that's just not tangible stuff. It's intangible stuff. Most people just think, oh, if I'm leaving a legacy behind, I can ignore emotional intelligence. I can ignore love or just compassion. As long as I got a bag, I did my job. But I think it's just way deeper than that, man, and just understand you can leave behind way more than money. Like, if you left behind everything else, that may be the thing that set that generation up to make the money you want to leave behind. Like I tell myself every day, I want to make the millions, of course, but if I'm the one who's supposed to just make the hundreds of thousands just to start the foundation or whatever, even if it's less than that, but to start the foundation and give them everything else, I'm cool with it. That's what God has for me. But I'm gonna of course I'm gonna strive for the most. But it's just when it comes to that legacy and inheritance, bro, it's like, man, we have to understand we got to do better sometimes and leave our kids that whole, oh, I got it out the mud thing. Like that narrative was cool growing up, especially when you had no guidance, but you don't have to go through that. Like, why do you want to have to work that hard to start from zero? Leave them something behind. So, but legacy, that's dear to my heart too, dog. So
I respect it. I like the point that you said it ain't always leaving behind like the bag.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is and I guess we'll touch it at some point. Like my pop's 82 years old, so
it's a blessing.
It's
man.
like, thank you, appreciate it. But my grandfather didn't leave him nothing. It's like you left with what you left, and then my pops built. Now whenever my pops leave, God forbid, whatever, it's like he like, bro, when you leave, it's X amount of acres. It's like this'll go to y'all. It's like, but what your pops did leave was the name. It's like when I go to my hometown, the name got weight. It's like, oh, you one of them Griggs. It's like, from here to the other side of town, it's like, it don't matter what you do. If you're a cop, if you're a bank, it's like, the name is good enough. So if you just fall in place, it's like, man, you might not even have the credit for a loan. It's like, you one of them Griggs. We gonna give it to you off of that. It's like, I look at it in that space. It's like, man, I know me. It's like, I would love to leave something for the children that I one day have. It's like, but if I don't leave nothing physical, it's like, man, the amount of people I've actually touched, it's like my child could now go to my alma mater from college and be good. I know that for a fact.
Shit, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. But so, like I say, man, legacy is a whole topic of conversation sometimes when it comes to this podcast. But so what I want to do, right, is dive into your life, get your origin story. So if you can, just tell us from childhood as much as you can remember, like up to now, so they can just get a sense of like how you grew up, family, background, this life for John, man. So just give us your spiel and get us started, man.
So the origin story starts in Louisiana, man. I was born in Monroe, Louisiana. I moved to Mississippi around the age of 4 or 5. And true story is I only stayed in Mississippi because my mama wasn't moving no more. My pop's job moved, and he said, oh, they want me to move again. My mama said, if you move again, you're going by yourself. And Pop said, look like we going to make it here in Mississippi.
Good job.
But, hey, look, I get it. I'm the youngest of a big family. I tell people all the time, man, I'm the youngest of 10.
Sheesh.
And I grew up in the house with 3 older siblings. The rest of them was already gone. And that shaped my life because it was a female dominant household. So it's my mom and 3 older sisters. So if my dad sneezed, I was on his side. Anytime my pops left the house, I left. And it wasn't because he had to teach me that. Like, inheritedly, like, my spirit knew it. It's like, if he goes somewhere, go with him. Yeah. Type of thing. The difference for me is with having all those older siblings, it's like, man, every woman in my family that's my sister thinks she's my mom. So being the youngest of 10, I got being the youngest of 10, there's only 1 brother, 8 sisters. So my pops had a son, 8 girls had me, and it's like growing up, it showed me like, okay, if you don't have a good relationship with women, it's because you ain't choose to have one.
Facts.
Because it's like your moms is here, all your sisters are here, and being the youngest allowed me to, man, I judge my siblings. What they say these days, like, we listen, we don't judge. It's like, nah, I listen and I judged all y'all growing up. Yeah. But I judged y'all as a space to learning. But I watched my siblings touch the oven. Like, y'all really put y'all hand on the oven. And being the youngest, for me, and I know every younger sibling doesn't do it, man, I just was like, nah, if I saw your hand catch fire, my hand ain't got to catch fire.
Facts.
It's like, and it helped me around the age of like 10, 12. Like to this day, my auntie is like, oh, that's the little old one. Like our family reunion was just like a couple 3 weeks ago, and every time they see me, they're like, he's such an old man. It's like, I am, but it's only because I had all of y'all to watch growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as who I was, man, I am literally my mom and my dad 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
My mom has quick mouth. My dad has a calm demeanor. My dad doesn't get angry, but when he gets angry, he's there. So that's who I was as a child. So people be like, oh, he's upset. And it's like, nah, he ain't even upset yet. That's just, his mouth is smart. And then it's like, oh, now he's upset. And I worked through that. That's probably one of my greatest accomplishments. Meeting people within the past 5 to 10 years who are like, you just so calm. It's like, I've never seen you angry. It's like, I don't think people realize the amount of work I went through to lose that attitude or to lose that part of my my genetics. The things that I wasn't a fan of how my mom was. I was like, and that's something that we often talk about. It's like, every trait you get from your parents aren't traits you got to walk away with.
Facts.
Like, my grandfather was an alcoholic. My pops recognized that. My pops doesn't drink. It's like my mom, for her, it was like you was real snappy. For me, it's like, I like the sarcastic tone and the sarcastic like words that I have. I don't mind being snappy. It kind of make me comedic. But it's like I didn't like getting into it with people just because I was so quick to have something to like fuss about. But being the youngest, it just allowed me to like, man, I took from both. My pops was a musician. I played drums from the age of 2 until I graduated college. I played at set. I played for church. I played in school. Made the drum line at Alcorn State University. It was my calling card, and that comes from playing sports all my life too. Like I played basketball up until like 8th or 9th grade, until I finally got to the point where it's like you got to make a decision. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be band. It's gonna be band.
So between like hooping and doing the band,
man, absolutely. It's like the schedules. It's like, oh, what you gonna do? You gonna hoop? You gonna play? You gonna play in a band? And I'm like, man, I saw drumline. I'm trying to see what it's like for real. Like only to go to college and be like, this ain't the same, but it's close enough. I take it. But I was inquisitive. I watched, man. To this day, people be like, you talk a lot. It's like, it's crazy. I ain't talked till I was like 8 or 10. I used to sit on the backseat of the car to the point that my mom would drive off from church and be like, where's John? And my pops would be like, he back there. It's like I just sat back there, even in new spaces. This might have been the most vocal I've been when I met you and your producer when I walked into a space. It's like, it's because I know what I'm here to do. It's like, okay, I'm here to talk and do that. Yeah. But in most cases, man, I walk in and when people meet me, they'll wait till the second time and say, when I first met you, you were so standoffish. It's like, my spirit was opening. We spoke. You didn't have a bad encounter. But I sit back and I watch. Like, that was my life as a whole. It's like I watched until it became my time. Like,
very observant.
That's actually my story in a nutshell. Just watching until it was time for me to take charge.
And it's crazy. Like, while I was smiling because it's like we each other in reverse. I'm the baby in my family. Well, not that many kids, but so I'm the youngest of 4. I have my sister, the oldest, and I got 2 older brothers. But they tell me the same thing. They would call me for advice. Like they would say, we look up to him. It's not like they're doing something bad, but it's just, again, the same thing. I've seen them go through so much. I've had the examples already to say, hey, I'm not doing that. And that analogy you said, it's my favorite one to use. I tell my niece sometimes, and I tell my wife, like, I'm going to ask my kids one day, this may sound crazy, I'm going to get a lighter, I'm going to light it up. I'm going to say, look, the lighter is hot. It's going to burn you if you touch it. Do you still want to touch it? Like, do you have to touch it? Are you going to sit here and take wisdom and knowledge to see you don't got to do what X, Y, and Z did if you already see the results? So that is just like, I've seen them go through a whole lot, and I'm like, man, you know what? I don't want that. But it's just crazy how we relate so much in that area. And people tell me all the time, like, bro, how old are you? An old soul. I can get confrontation if I want to, but it takes a lot to fill my cup up to get there. And I honestly love that part. I've seen myself only like maybe once or twice in my life, like get there, and I honestly don't like it because it's like, not that I will black out, but it's just, if I had so much I've been putting with for so long, the wrong person to get it. But also realizing that I know that's an issue too. Why am I not sitting here dealing with my issues? Why am I just bottling everything up? So that's where like counseling and stuff came in and therapy. It's just like, man, you may get there one day, but let's really get to the root of like, why would you snap that hard and why are you holding so much in? So it's like we relate on a lot of levels, man. That's why I know this is going to be interesting to talk about. But so having that dynamic in your household, mom, pops, and all those siblings, how do you think that shaped you to get on the path you're on today?
I think it shaped me because I didn't want to be what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in a nutshell, is that the same thing that you said, man. Being the youngest, I'm also classified as the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
My dad knew it way before I ever could understand it. He'll tell me at like 5 years old, he's like, "You the oldest." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm 5. Like, my sister 30. He's like, "You the oldest." And like the older I get, like now I'm 32. Same thing. You have your 60-year-old siblings calling you on some, "Hey, we need to talk."
Yeah.
Or like my other siblings, like, "We need to talk." And it's like, you do hold the wisdom. But the overall thing for me was, man, I didn't want to be like my siblings. I didn't want to be my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we come from just even, and not to say it's like just coming from like, that's the black culture. We grow up in these spaces where it's like, we don't talk about these things. And it's like, now somebody passes and then you find out about everything. And it's like, bro, I'd rather have all of this on the table today to discuss it and like grow from it. My dad telling me my grandfather was an alcoholic helped me in the space to when I was a functioning alcoholic. Like, I tell people, it's like, people be like, "How you know you was a functioning alcoholic?" It's like, proof for me is, if you saw me on campus in college, Monday through Saturday, it's like, bro, there's a chance I had something on me. There's a chance it was Hennessy in a nice container. It was a chance that it was something brown, of course, to the point. I drunk 101, like 101 proof alcohol like it was water.
Bro, you crazy.
Like,
you got that one.
I'll never forget, like, hanging out with a friend one day. We was sitting in the truck. She was like, "Man, let me get a hit." She hit it. She's like, "Bro, what is this?" I'm like, "Bro, it's Wild Turkey 101. And I'm just drinking it like it's straight. And it's like, in that space, it's like, I sat there and realized, it's like, bro, why do you drink the way you do? It's like, one could be like, "Oh, I just enjoy it." But it's like, nah, it's a suppression. It's like, that alcohol is keeping so much other stuff down that you actually ain't even talking about. So knowing that from my pops, it allowed me to be like, okay, cool. Had you never told me, I'd have thought, okay, I'm the only one who drink like this. And it's like, that opens the window for it. So if alcohol is that for one side of the family, the other side of the family is watching how y'all deal with these things, and y'all say it amongst each other, but y'all never say it to the people y'all need closure from, which leads to, why is there a drift or a space in between what could be a more close-knit family? It's like, half of the time, it don't even be that deep. It's just the fact that you so emotional about it and you haven't shared it. Like, I didn't know. It's like your grandma. It's like, man, you don't know that your grandma offended you. Like, your grandma doesn't know that she offended you. Like,
Facts.
Go tell her. And the way I look at that is how I tell people now, like, bro, my mama's 75 years old. At her age, she's her age. It's like, it's so hard to get them to shift and change. What you give a person of that age is grace. It's like,
got to,
because
man.
at their point, they've made it this far doing what they think is right.
Yep.
So that's exactly what it was for me. It's like, I watched everybody and was like, I don't like the way you shoot the ball. Your handle's ugly. You be traveling. And it's like, when I look at it like that, it's like, bro, I shift. But I love it now because, man, if I'm the youngest, I watch my siblings be like, dang, this mental health kick you been on. It's like, I'm going to therapy now. It's like, I'm getting closer to mom because you got your relationship right with mom. It's like, and it go back to what we said from the beginning. It's like, I watched all of y'all enough to become the oldest mentally.
So what you think came first for you, right? Of course, like in the profession you are now, and I want you to tell them everything you do, but like as far as like life coaching, either more towards like the mental health tip with men, artistry, and music, so like which came first?
Oh, artist management came first.
Okay.
Artist management came first, and it was without a doubt, man. When I was a kid, I thought I was going to be Usher, and then you realize you can't sing like that.
Except in the shower, though, man.
Hey,
the
look.
You can get them note crazy.
Man, what? But the water hot is up, I'm trying to tell you.
Telling you.
But I didn't do it, but I love business. Like, I went to school, and on the first day of school, I changed my major. I said, I'm going to go to school and major in music. But I knew, like, it came to me, like, while I was on campus, like, on the first day out of band camp, I was like, bro, you get a music degree, you can go be a music teacher, you can go be a band director. It's like, that's not going to put you where you want to be. So, I major in business, get on the business side of music. Ended up managing an artist, had a mentor. My mentor had done some dope things. I booked my first major show while I was still in college. They got South by Southwest. I booked all the artists that I was working with then, which was just the homies. Booked them for North by Northeast in Toronto.
Oh, that's hard.
While I was still just like a college junior. And my mentor was like, how you do that? I like, bro, getting in contact with folks, building relationships, made it happen.
Is key.
And he was like, you in charge now. These your artists. If you need me, call me. I'll help you out. But that was first. But music was always gonna be my number one. My pops was a bass player. He played behind some of the best, like Sam Cooks, Johnny Taylor. It's like he was our artist manager at his own point too. So for me, when I graduated college, I was like, man, I'm gonna go pursue artist management first. My mom was like, nah, that ain't what we doing. My pops was like, go for it. I was like,
that's divided.
Look,
that's crazy. Okay, so within music, what I know you was in a band, your pops are played music, but personally for you, what draws you to it so much, and what do you love about it so much? Like what about music actually moves you enough to say, hey, I want to sit here and give my time, energy, and possibly even artist manager, sometimes money to another person. And they could one day either flake on me, not take it as serious as I take it, don't have a work ethic. So what keeps you going in that, and what drew you to it?
Music to me is like my skin. Unless somebody like set me down and pull it off of me, I could never be without it.
Oh, that's deep.
Like,
yeah.
And for me, it's so real because it's like, man, like I said, I've been playing drums since I was 2. My pops and my mom would tell anybody, it's like, we bought a drum set because you would go in the kitchen, pull all the pots and pans out, and be beating on them. So we bought you a drum set to preserve our stuff. Like, this is how it happened. And then you grow up, man, my pops was a pastor. It's like you go to church, now I play set for church. And it get deeper than that. Like, my sister played keys. When my sister graduated and went to college, now I'm playing the keys for the church. So when people be like, oh, you can, it's like, I can.
You play the piano too?
I do.
Bro, I want to learn how to play the piano so bad, bro.
Man, you can do it. I tell anybody, start with YouTube first. You can.
So that's what I say is like, I want to get a keyboard. Of course, I don't know which one to start off with, but YouTube, it's for some reason, and it may be like on a like spiritual level or Christianity, but just hearing certain keys and melodies is just like, it's peaceful. It's just, it moves me sometimes, and in other ways things can't. So when I hear keys and like strings, bro, I love it.
It's keys for me. Bro, jazz is my favorite. Like, I listen to jazz before I listen to anything. So like Coltrane, like Miles Davis, any just raw instrumentation does it for me. Keys, we talking like Oscar Peterson. It's like, you can't beat it.
Soul in you, dog. Telling you, it's in there.
I'll tell folks, bro, I'm 65 at heart.
Hey, that's how I feel with my body wise, because that's military, dog. That's funny, man. Well, that's dope just to see, like, you actually got a passion and you still pushing towards it. So what I want to ask, like, within being an artist manager, what are some of the trials and tribulations you have faced, and how did you overcome them? Like, some of the biggest moments of those areas.
Man, the biggest moment, and I kid you not, man, the biggest moment was me getting my hands on funding at first. But going back to being an observer, I never asked my siblings for anything. They know if I'm coming to you, it's the last of it. Yeah. It's like, I don't care if I'm asking you for a granola bar. Nobody else in the city has a granola bar if I'm asking you for it. So, man, the artist, and you mentioned this, you was like, me and my artist had a conversation. We met at college, and he was just on some, bro, I'm gonna make it with or without you. He was like, man, I just want to know, do you want to do this? Because I want to be one of the greatest artists. And I was like, say less. This works because I want to be one of the greatest managers. So either you was going to work out or I was going to find a new artist. The funding, my first funding came from my sister. I wrote a business plan, figured out how much it would cost to do studio time, wrote it down to a T, marketing, everything. I drove to my sister's house, 8 hours from Mississippi to St. Louis, sat on her couch, gave her that business plan, and asked her for like 15 bands. Because I had never asked her for nothing, she gave it to me. But this is me observing and knowing that I got a sister that got a restaurant and she got her funding from you. My other sister started a business and she got it from you. Or other people in the family have asked you more than once. So me finally being at this point, I'm fresh out of college, I'm 23, 24, I ain't never asked you for a pair of shoes. So she was like, man, I gave it because you was willing to ask for it and you've never asked for it. And I know you for real. And it's like bringing her the business plan showed, it's like, bro, I brought it to you first, but if you told me no, I was gonna take it to somebody else. Yeah.
That's major though. I mean, if I was her, I see the same thing as like family feel like sometimes you could be entitled and you got the audacity to ask, but it's like, look, sis, I can't eat with a business plan we usually you'll take to a bank. How much more serious can I get? And plus, like you said, if I never ask you for nothing, obviously you see I'm capable enough to go out here and survive on my own. Like if I went all these years and asked you for nothing, so I would have gave it to you too, man. So with that, how did you get started? Like, what was your first move?
It was crazy. So with that, man, we recorded my artist's second project. Because the first project, actually, we recorded it just on some, bro, we gonna get it done off ourselves. And truth be told, it's interesting because we rushed the project because at that time, my artist had a relationship with Crit. So our rapper Big Crit. So
okay.
my cousin is his little brother. So me and my cousin managed the artist together. Put that first project together, no budget, hoping to get on a tour. It's like, that ain't how this works. It's like, but the project was cool. And it was actually fire because Crit produced like 2 of the records on the project.
That's dope.
But once we got that budget, man, we created a project, and that's when we ended up out here in Atlanta. We put that project out, did it at a studio at that time, put it out. I'll never forget working with some people later on, and they was like, bro, I remember when y'all did that project back in 2019, 2018. We thought y'all was on then. We was like, nah, that was just us taking what we had and getting started.
Yeah. All right, man. So that, like I say, man, you got a dope musical background. So let's move into the next segment of your life. So how did you step into life coaching?
Man, I stepped into life coaching because I had a life coach. Man,
right.
I had a life coach and I had a therapist, and I still talk to both of them. And unlike a lot of people, man, I sit in spaces, talk to people, and I give people the answers that they trying to give to me in a non-facetious fashion. My life coach told me straight up, she already knew it. She said, bro, what you think you need here, you don't need here. She's like, and eventually you'll find that out for yourself. God came to me and was like, all I want you to do from here on out is help people in this aspect. And I went back to her and said, I'm supposed to be a coach. I'm receiving help from you when I can be giving it to other people. She said, exactly. She's like, you answer everything when I ask you. She's like, you're never a person who needs help finding out the direction. You're like, your biggest thing was, are you going to go? So when God hit me, it was like, now you ready to go. So and that's why I took it on. I deal with men mainly because just number one, because I'm a man.
Yeah.
It's like I grew up in a house with a lot of women, but I also look at the landscape. Women got yoga, they got Pilates. They actually do, even if they're pretending, they attempt to try to be in spaces that allows them to be vulnerable to one another. Men don't have as many. The most times, every time somebody say therapy for men, the first thing they say is, oh, the barbershop. It's like, y'all ain't opening up for real. Y'all ain't talking, man, I love my barber, legit. We talk about it a lot, but y'all ain't opening up for real. It's like being a life coach, and like I tell people, I don't help with traumatic spaces. If you have a traumatic space, I will introduce you to a therapist. But when we talking about I'm a person in a space where I'm at right now, and I just want to move from here to the next space, come talk to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's all most of us need. We need, bro, people need guidance. And sometimes telling a person, I don't know, is the best guidance too. Because as men, we be capping the other men to show the fact that we don't know anything. But that's a different story too.
Yeah, acting like that. A lot of that is ego too. Is just who wants to be the person who's seen not knowing something. Especially like you say, if it's another man asking you, you got the ego and masculinity stepping in. So it's like, well, in your head, I think this may be it, but I'm just gonna tell him anyways. But you can definitely stray somebody or down the wrong path by doing that. But so with the people you spoke to over time, last few years or whatnot, what do you see? And I guess we can go in the niche of like the black community, right, or black males. What is one of the most issues they come to you if they're struggling with that you can't think of or remember?
Man, I always say the number one thing that men need that they don't define it as, men want the same safety that women are asking for. They just don't know where to get it from. And they don't even know how to identify that within themselves. They don't call it safety. So when most men be like, man, I just be dealing with a lot. It's like, bro, as much as you dealing with, bro, you really need rest, but you don't know who to go rest with. And you can't rest in your home sometimes. You done went and worked all day and then you go home and then your wife needs you to be that provider in the house. Or you done went and worked all day, now you done come home and you think what you're supposed to be doing is what you're supposed to be doing. It's like, bro, somebody needs to tell you to sit down. The first person that needs to tell you to sit down is yourself. Like, bro, like,
nails, boy.
Like, go sit down. And when you sit down, ask yourself, is what I'm doing, is it quality, or is it just quantity of me doing a whole bunch of things to maintain a vision or a look that people feel I'm supposed to be in? Because that's the thing too. I think 90%, and these are not the world's facts, these are just me talking. I think 90% of the world live in imposter syndrome. I think 90% of people live in a space to where others want them to live, and people say, no, I'm doing me. And it's like, are you? Because I don't think all y'all like hookah like that. I think y'all just do it when y'all go out because other people like it and you want to be in. I don't think all y'all like them shoes like that because everybody don't look good in Jordan 5s. You should probably take them off. But if that's what you if that's what you want, if that's what you if you want to do that, you want to do that. Yeah. It's like, man, I'm one of those, and this is the real reason I speak to men, and we'll get into the preaching space next. I know it. It's like, bro, I speak to men because it's like, bro, you have to identify yourself as a person before anybody else can identify you. We chase women. It's like, why do you do that? It's like, have you ever noticed when a man chased the bag, the woman chase him? And it ain't got nothing to do with him chasing the bag. It's the fact that you found purpose in something.
Yes.
She's searching for God. And for you, God has to show up in you. But if you haven't identified God within yourself, bro, you like a moth flying to whatever flame is lit. Therefore, go learn to sit down.
Yes.
And find yourself first.
That's crazy. When you speak about rest, right? Just last week, because like I said, because of the military, I deal with bodily issues, and it's either, and I love business, I have degrees and stuff like that, but it's either I'm mentally tired or I'm physically tired. So one day, I said I was on the couch it was definitely last week. I was just like, man, I got to come up with a way to really rest. And it was pastor, his name Dr. Gabriel Powell. I remember I heard him say one time, even lions rest. So I'm like, that's powerful. So over time, it's like, man, how can I really strategically and just figure out what this rest looked like for me? Because what I came to this conclusion of is what I would do if I'm mentally tired. I'll like put down an iPad, computer, laptops, and get out of break, but I'll pick up physical activities. And then if I'm physically tired, I'll sit down and pick up more mental activities, whether it is doing work, back in admin stuff. So I'm like, man, I can't just keep flip-flopping. I got to find that middle part of where I need to be self-aware and say, hey, are you mentally tired, or are you physically tired, or are you both? And if you're both, is that just what it looks like as far as just sit down, unplug, or is it that burnout to where it's like, bro, drop it all and really pull back and sit and do nothing? Because sometimes doing nothing is the rest you need. But just being somebody who's always on goal, it was a hard time trying to adjust of doing nothing, because you feel like, bro, I'm being so unproductive. I could be doing this with this time, and I'm just sitting here like chilling. And the mental group I'm in is a couple of us guys, and what we do, we read a book every month, and then we come after read the book and we discuss it, have discussion questions about it. And what was the question asked? What they were saying is, what does that rest really look like, and how, are you really hurting yourself or helping yourself by not doing it? And could that really be stopping you from your purpose by not just getting rest, even though it's not like something you can gauge by progression, like, is this helping me achieve this goal, that goal? But in reality, that rest maybe sometimes holding them back from their goals, man. So
I'm gonna say the answer to that, and you ain't even asked me that, but I'm gonna say the answer to that is yes and absolutely. Because this is why. This is what I do with my clients. When like I said, if we starting from here, we going. I want to know everything that's on your plate right now. Write it down. Now that we got it all out, what's a necessity, and then what's a luxury? Because some of these things you're doing, you don't have to do. It's like, and then once you break it down to what I have to do and what I want to do, now you can cipher through, bro, create an actual schedule of discipline. Bro, I'm big on, my favorite scripture is Proverbs 25:28. A man without discipline is like a city with no walls. You leave yourself open to whatever danger is coming to you now.
Facts.
Because you lack the discipline. But you doing everything you want to do along with what you need to do. Slow down. Once the table is built, once you know what you need to do and what you want to do, that's why I say it's quality over quantity. It's like, bro, take some of this stuff off. Now you get that space that you talking about. It's like, man, I'm just sitting here. I'm not doing nothing. It's like, but are your needs taken care of?
Yeah.
Because that's the answer to number one. Everything now is a luxury, and you don't have to do it. You missing the butterflies fly by your house because you outside running. It's like, bro, if you sat still, you'd probably sparked an idea. But because you didn't, you like, man, I'm searching for something. It's like, self first, bro.
Yeah.
Take care of you, and then self will give you, like, you know what? Maybe my purpose is this. Or, how I always say, always agree everything to God. Man, a person can't identify God until they identify self. You can't even fathom being loved to that capacity until you can love yourself that way. And you're mistreating yourself by just being on the go without any type of structure.
Yep.
Because the structure is necessary.
And that's why I said earlier, that's one thing I miss about the military. It was like, a lot of folks used to complain, but that was the first time in my life, because when I went in, maybe like 24, 25, I want to say I was, but I was coming from high school, hating school, didn't like it. Excuse me. Went to college at Albany State, did a year, freshman year, cool, really didn't like it. Sophomore year, got on academic probation. I was like, because I don't like it. Then I came home for a semester. I was like, all right, my whole thing was, so one, I'm never going back home to mom and dad crib. Two, I don't want to just fail school. I never failed, but so let me go try it again. That second semester of sophomore year, it was just, still don't like it, back on probation again. So I was like, you know what? Being self-aware, I'm racking up all this debt from something I'm not even trying to be that great in. So I came back, came home. But from doing that, it was just, you got to survive. Job at the airport, I was either just going to work, going out, this and that. That job sucked, $725. Like, something got to shake, man. Once they had recruiter's office, signed up. So being just pulled out at the streets of Decatur, Georgia, being out all kinds of night, doing everything I wanted to do on my time, going into that world, it was such a culture shock to me. It was just like, whoa. Like, of course you can see on like the TV shows and the movies how the military is, but once you actually in that, it's different. Like the first night, I don't know if y'all went through, you sleep deprived, couldn't get no sleep, this and that. Of course, like the yelling never did affect me, only because I was aware, bro, that's gonna happen. It was the unknowns that I was just like, bro, we going to bed after training all day, getting to bed at 9 o'clock. These folks want to come into your barracks at 1 o'clock in the morning, wake you up, get dressed, go outside and hold the gun out for 5 minutes, go back inside, go to sleep, and come back 30 minutes later and do it again. So it was just like, man, but I see it was breaking you down to build you up. And the discipline of saying you getting up every morning, going to work out, it's showing you take care of yourself. Like, if you're not physically good, how can you be good in any other aspect, whether it takes your body to do? But just that level of discipline, just the level of expertise it took, it structured me in a way to when I came out of the military, bro, this stuff was easy to me. Like school, bro, I made the dean's list. Never in my life would have thought I'd been on the dean's list. But the things that I picked up and the structure I picked up, it made, bro, I enjoy school now. Back then, it's give me a book, I would have punted that book across the street so fast, dude. But now it comes easy. My wife say all the time, she think I'd be lying, but she'll ask me a question. But I love knowledge. Like, I'm a sponge, and that's a part of the reason why sometimes I like on my rest. I'm always trying to, oh, this is interesting, let me learn about this. But she'll ask me a question and know the answer, and she's like, no, it's not. Like, go Google it. And she'll Google it, and it's right. She's like, bro, how do you do this? It's because, like, a lot of this military stuff, it just shaped me in a way to take time to read, take time to study, take time to just be proficient in stuff. So, but I feel discipline is key, especially in a man's life. Like you say, if you just out here willy-nilly doing everything you want to do, you'll never be going to your true north in the direction where you're going, because you're being pulled here, you being pulled there. And then sometimes back then it wouldn't help me because I'm a giver. I love to give. Like, it warms my spirit, not for the, oh, I did that for you, but to see somebody who may have been struggling, like, man, they, whether it lasted for an hour, 2 days, 3 days, they're at peace right now. And I was able to help them. Don't even got to give me a reward, say thank you. It's just being given is great. But again, discipline, that's something every man should work on. Everybody, but just speaking to men in general, like, if you're a disciplined man, and also, again, I had to learn putting God first. That was a journey I had to get back on out of the military. So I remember that day they told me, they was like, bro, you can go to Korea or you can go home. I'm like, man, it was after a week, some guy had drove his car over a low water crossing and he got swept off and he died. I had to look for a body for a whole week. I'm like, bro, I came from Decatur, Georgia, just chilling. Now I'm out here doing this on somebody else's time, somebody else's word. They say so. Bro, get me up out of this. I'm like, God, if you get me up out of that same old prayer we'll pray. I promise if you get me out of this situation, I'll be good, I'll do right. But I was able to come home, got my life right, got back in the word, the Bible, of course, going to church. One biggest thing, I started paying my tithes. When I started doing that, and it's not for the reward, but just seeing the fruit from it, it was like, man, it's truth unto it. But some people still shine upon it because they may have been hurt from a church or a pastor who did not use the money right. But I still recommend people like, hey, just do it. And when you look at it from retrospect, it's like, really think about it. Out of 1,000, 100, you spend that on junk food, subscriptions, soda. So it's like, if you feel like you don't want that other 90% blessed, Like it ain't much. Just do it. And like my prayers nowadays is like, Lord, I want my tithe to increase. Of course, with that the income, but I'm praying for the tithe to go up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, man, growing up as a man, life changes for you, man. But so let me ask you this: when it comes to mental health, and again, I always want to stick to because the audience, a lot of black men, but everybody can take from it. But when it comes to mental health and counseling, what made you go see a counselor and or a therapist for the first time? Why do you think it's important for people to go into those doors and kind of break that stigmatism of if you going, you got something wrong, you crazy?
Man, I'll be honest, man. My friends encourage me. Man, my best friend is a therapist.
Like, it's a good friend.
Shout out to her.
It's a good friend.
Like, shout out to her. Her and she been my homie since I was like 15. And it's always been a conversation for her. Me getting a life coach, same thing. And my artist had a coach. And she said specifically, she was like, I want to talk to him. And I was like, bet we can have a conversation. I'm always open for it.
Yeah.
But what I enjoyed about it is, man, my therapy was always Southern Baptist Church action. Man, my therapy always been God. What can you tell me about myself that I don't already know?
Yeah.
And in truth, man, in my therapy, man, it allowed me to unravel all the things that I had covered up. It's like, man, bro, we never really healed as men sometimes. We just got a lot of scabs. It's like, bro, the scab never fell off. We never really handled it. We just dealt with it good enough so that we can move on from it, which is why we remain triggered. Like I said earlier, the anger thing. I had to deal with therapy so that I could lose the idea to why am I such an angry person. And I was never I ain't the angry black man. But I was always that person that's like, man, it ain't take much to get me there.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, bro, it'd probably take 10 miles to get me there. You really gonna have to do something to get me there because I really don't care. It's like, when I see people who do things towards others, I always tell people, I'm like, bro, they have the issue, not you. That's why. So when my friend suggested it, man, I tell everybody I do everything once. It's like,
facts. You
got sushi or something, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go try it. Now I love it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, man, therapy is like, all right, what's the worst that can happen? And it's like, you enjoy the space. And it's like, man, it only made me a better person so I could be a better person for people.
And like therapy, it changed my life. I didn't know, because you can talk, just ask yourself questions. Of course, you can hear from God, but I'm just speaking in just the physical realm. It's like when I went in there, I didn't know I would appreciate so much someone who's not biased in my life or know what's going on, but was able to ask me certain questions that either I never asked myself or somebody who knew me asked me, but those certain questions allowed me to really think like, man, what is that and why is that being triggered and how does it connect to a childhood situation? That's mainly where it's coming from, the childhood, those traumas there. But when I did it for the first time, it was just like, all right, this is cool. Like it left me going home thinking about stuff and allowed me to work on stuff. And also, to me, it's a form of therapy. Like when I before I married my wife, right? Now I was telling my friend E about it just before you came. Like she made me realize trauma that I had as a kid, as far as not being shown like affection and the communication from parents, because like she's a very lovable person, like real affection. I love that about her. But it was like before we got married, when she used to hug me, right? Like I found myself, I would hug her like of course I love you, but I would kind of be turned like this a little bit, and I'm hugging you, but I was like, man, why am I turned like this? Like, what am I running from? But I was never used to that kind of affection and that kind of love, so it was kind of like, but how do I deal with this? Like, I mean, I love you and I'm hugging you because I love you, but it was just like, well, why am I'm not grasping you as I know I should and reciprocating that love. So when I seen that, I'm like, man, it's something there that I need to go deal with and get to the root of. And they're like, okay, when you was a kid, because y'all struggled so much, it was just hustle, and not, hey kid, how was your day? Like, come talk to me. Like, why you feel this way or why you feel that way? Come give me a hug. Like, but it was just, we got to make the money to keep lights on, the gas on, electricity. So that is that part of therapy, and just going to see a therapist. When I tell you, it grew me. Coming from the service again, like they had diagnosed me with like displacement disorders. When I came back home from shooting rockets all day, what can I do here in a civilian world that correlates to that besides like a leadership position? But of course, every job nowadays is like, hey, you need 3 to 5 years of experience and this and that to get a job. But it put me in the mindset like, bro, what am I going to do? Excuse me, but as soon as I got connected to a therapist, all that stuff just went away. My mindset got right. Of course, like I said, God helped out in a major way. So, but I still recommend any black man, black woman, whether you black, white, whatever it is, therapy is just a way to heal and release. They say one of the best ways to heal is to talk about it. And I 100% believe that. Holding that stuff in, you either gonna tell yourself the wrong advice, or I feel as people, we love to go down a rabbit hole and a train of thoughts of something that's never happening, never going to happen, but you just going, oh, if this happened, or that's gonna happen if I don't do this. But it's like, bro, just live in the present. What's in front of you, deal with it. You can dream for the future, of course, but right now, handle what's in front of you, man. And a lot of that, like I say, came out through therapy. So I commend you on that, giving you flowers for being a guy who wasn't scared to go, or who actually just took the step and say, hey, there's some issues going on. Shout out to the best friend too, who pushed you to do it. And you got up in there, man. So kudos to that, dog. Kudos to that.
Appreciate it. I think what you said is to talk about it. That's the men's space for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think women do talk to people,
Yeah.
even though we still look at the stigma for therapy and mental health with black people as we do. But men choose to not talk to people, and it's like, bro, I don't think we identify how that affects us on even in the physical levels. It's like, man, you finding men having heart attacks at 35.
It's
like
crazy.
Y'all don't realize that heart attack is probably from tension you've been holding in since you was 7 years old, bro. And you've to this day you still don't tell nobody nothing. Like that's the purpose of it. Like even with me being a life coach, it's like, yeah, we structured this space for you to talk to yourself. And now when you have your next session with me, now we talking about real things. It's like, so what did you find when you were sitting by yourself? You know what? This came up. You're like, that's crazy that this came up. That's too deep for me. I'm gonna get you a therapist. However, I also host like a men's group. So it's like, if you don't want a therapist, come to the men's group. It'd be therapists in there. That way, whatever the advice you get is coming from somebody who can tell you. But it's that space, like even in the Christian space, it's like it tells us to confess your sins one to another.
Right.
It's like the fact that you holding that in, it's like, bro, you hurting yourself more than you helping yourself. And you actually feel better. Like, that's the one thing I say. Like, therapy and even having a life coach, is like, after you, most times when you leave them sessions, it's like, some of them be on some, but the rest of them, that deep breath and release be like, hey, I'll see you next Thursday, huh? Come on.
Facts, man. And I'm glad that you got that circle. Like I said, all the men come together. There's definitely more room for spaces like that, because you just, in some of these communities, man, it's just so rough, and a lot of parents either made, some passed away, some walked out of people's lives, and they just have no guidance growing up. And it's like, hey, some men, the streets did raise them, but they have no role model or no safe space to, some may even want to, but just go in there and just like, man, let me show my soft side a little bit and actually just talk. But in this culture nowadays, you got to be so tough. You can't be vulnerable. You can't be the weak one in the room. So it's even harder. But so coming from therapy and life coaching, right? So of course, I know you said the background. Of course, you and your family, I kind of, you could say, grew up in the church, right? So how did ministry come about for you, and how do you step into that?
Man, I'll be honest. I ran for ministry for years. Like for years. Like if you could have compared me to anybody, I was definitely Forrest Gump. I wasn't doing it. Like, hey, you gonna preach? It's like, yeah, nah, we not doing it. I stepped into it because I finally started, like how you say, like I came back, I started talking to God more. When I talked to him, he told me, like, this is what you gonna do. Matter of fact, I could be real honest. Somebody gonna hear this and think it's wild. I got a DUI while still in the military.
That's crazy.
But I was sober. Military police officer. Everybody in the car is a military police officer. My homeboy leaned out the car, threw up. Police pulled me over. I still blow under the limit. While I'm sitting in the space waiting on my sergeant to pick me up that night, that's when God was like, look, this a warning shot. He was like, I've been letting you do you. I need you to do what I'm asking you to do, or the next time you're going to end up in something that's going to put you here for real. That next day, I called my pops, was like, hey, pops, I'm supposed to be preaching. He was like, I already knew that. He was like, want my job to tell you, do what you got to do. So I've been licensed since I graduated college. This is the funny part. I've been licensed, but I've been being a minister, like how people be being Native American. It's like, what are you? It's like, I'm black, I'm white. And somebody be like, I got Indian. It's like, I got Indian too. It's like, that's how I've been. It's like, man, I'm a minister too. Up until about a year and a half ago, when I finished getting my life coaching space, that's when he was like, all I want you to do for the rest of your life is minister and help people. He's like, don't you worry about nothing else. I'll take care of it. since I've been being obedient, bro, the door has been like swinging open.
That's
like
amazing.
On some, I need you to come do this, or I need you to come do this. And it's like, speak here, speak that. It's like, God is like, now that you're doing what I asked you to do it. Because, I'm gonna be honest, me being a minister, it was an issue for me because I ain't like how ministers looked. Growing up in church made me not want to be a minister. I watched pastors who preached for $5,000 a Sunday. I watched pastors, like how you said that church hurt. It's like, y'all took money from the congregation and ain't do nothing with it. So it's like, when I first became a minister, like when I got the call, and I was like, man, I wanted to pacify the people who had been hurt by the church. I didn't want them to look at me like every other minister. And now I'm in this space like, if you want to talk, let's talk. I can't change your views. I know that I'm not like every other minister.
Yeah.
And that's like, in this space now, it's like, man, if you was to call me, I was gonna tell a lie. So let me change the time. If you was to call me before midnight and be like, let's talk about, hey, look, and say, let's talk about the word of God. I'm like, all right, bet, let's do it. But I was gonna say, man, if you call me at 3 a.m, it's like, to be told, if you was to call me and actually in need, I'd get up and be like,
so that's something different though.
It's like
if it can wait.
If it can wait. But if you was in need, it's like, man, come on, I'll give you a word. I'll pray for you.
Yeah. So that's beautiful, man. It's like a lot of people do run from their calling, or some folks haven't heard it yet. But again, that bounce back on the path of like, spend time with God, spend time in the Word. One day you're gonna hear him. Like, but the further you run, the longer it's gonna take, man. I learned that too. Was just people, and it's just from reading this figure. I always thought it was like, okay, when they say you're gonna hear from God, he gonna speak something loud in your ear. You gonna hear this voice, but just learning is different ways he'll speak to you through people. His voice, through instances, like you said, the DUI thing is like, it may not be that, hey, son, do this. It's different ways you got to keep your eyes and ears open for to see, oh, that was nothing but God right there, man.
For me, it's the, and I use my example, it go back to what we were talking about in the coaching and what I tell men anyway. It's like, bro, God needs you to be still to hear him. Like, either you going to be still on your own or he going to sit you down.
Yeah.
I noticed so many people be like, man, I found God in jail. And people like, well, why do people find God in jail? It's because you sitting down. You don't got no choice but to hear him. We come outside, it's like you said, the culture is hustle, hustle, hustle. I'll sleep when I die. I got to get to it. And God is like, man, that ain't what I put you here for. I put you here to slow down, because once I give you the assignment, you're going to be busy enough with that.
That's crazy, man. I say I love combos like this. It's not talked about a lot. Because I know, like, religion, and some folks say I'm spiritual, whatever it may be, it's kind of, oh, we got to be quiet talking about it. But you really don't, because a lot of people can relate, and they want to relate, but it's like, they going to say something first. So
you want to know what I find, bro? Bro, people need people who confident in it, and who don't look like what it used to look like.
Yeah.
Bro, I know a kid, man. Shout out to this kid, man. I met him about a year and a half ago, and we was talking. He was like, I don't believe in God. I was like, that's what's up. I was like, I'm a minister. He was like, you don't look like no minister. I said, I bet. Let it alone. He ended up talking to me next time he saw me. Fast forward, just in his life, I think in a couple of weeks we gonna baptize him.
That's amazing.
This is the space though. It's like, so why was it easier for me to get to you than somebody else? People don't actually know their word. People not looking to know their word, and people forget what the words say. The words say, be fishermen of men. I'm from Mississippi.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know how to fish. Like, and it's like, that's what the problem is. It's like when you go fishing, you throw the hook in the water and you let the hook sit. You can go sit in your truck, eat you a sandwich, but you don't pat the water. Church people along the way lost their way, threw the hook in the water and was splashing. It's like, y'all ain't gonna never catch a fish.
You're on them away.
Ever. It's like when you just show up and be yourself, it's like how you say, man, the light on the hill can't be hidden. It's like, man, I shine in what I am. And I ain't trying to tell you, hey, I'm a Christian. It's like, either you gonna talk to me or not.
Yep.
But when the people finally do gravitate, it's like, which is why for me, he was like, this why I called you. It's like, you gonna show up the way I need you to show up.
That's beautiful, man. And like, maybe it's been about a month now, right? And I'm still not saying trying to get a grasp, but like figuring this out. So when I was a kid, I can't remember what age, some lady said, and I, of course, because my name is Joshua. So everybody my whole life, you know what your name mean, right? And when I was young, of course, it was no, my parents would name me that. But as I got older, it was like, of course, I got heard of him in the Bible. So I'm like, all right, yeah, but I never did dig deep into that. So a lady had said one day, no, your voice is important. You gonna speak to the masses, and she said, like, on the realms of being a preacher, but with me, of course, I'm like, nah, that's not me. A second time it happened, I was going to counseling and she was a counselor out of a church. I was it? I think it was premarital. Probably was premarital, but she was just like, man, the way you talking now, it's not that nothing is wrong with you, but what you're saying, it shows me what your voice is. But again, I looked it over. So about a month ago, I was asked by my wife's hometown preacher. They do a youth group, like a youth Sunday, I think once a month. And they usually try to get somebody to come out, talk to the youth who doing something positive. So they asked me once before, and I was like, I'll do it, but never heard about it, so I just let it slide by. This time, they asked again, so I'm going to commit and make sure and communicate, like, yeah, I'll go out there and do it. So initially, she said, hey, I got about 6 to 10 youth. We're going to take y'all to the back while we doing church, and you just, whatever you want to present, of course, show me what it is so that I can just be on track, do your thing, talk to these kids, give them a good message, boom, cool. So I'm like, all right, easy peasy, I love talking to people. Of course, the kids, I love the kids, cool. The night, literally Saturday night, it was like 10 o'clock, night before, she shot me a text and was like, are you available to talk? I was like, yeah, I am. She said, you know what? The Holy Spirit said you got to talk to the whole congregation. I was like, huh? She said, you supposed to speak to the whole congregation. Can you do it? So, of course, in my mind, I didn't after that, I was like, man, who am I to go against the Holy Spirit? So I said, all right, I do it. So that night, I put something together, but I kept it on course. What I'm doing now is about legacy and inheritance. I knew it was kids there and parents there, and both of them could get a word from that. I'm not a preacher, but somebody can hear something. So I told my life story, spoke to the kids, spoke to the parents, because she said in the past what would happen and why she wanted to separate us in the first place is because when we're talking to the kids and it's like, y'all should, y'all ain't, the parents are like, amen, yeah, and the kids were just like not receiving it because it's like, y'all kind of judging and criticizing and jumping on us. But after the whole thing, I did it, and she was like, man, you know what? She wanted to prophesy over my life, and she said, I feel the weight on your shoulders of what you're trying to do with your voice, and you've been told this before. And I was like, oh man, what? So she was like, yeah, like I know the weight you carrying and what you're trying to do, but the thing is, she said she don't think that, of course, I'm called to speak in front of the church, but like she seen the podcast, like what I'm doing, like you can do ministry in that way. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm the preacher, you the preacher in front of the pulpit and this and that, but just make sure you plant that seed and keep watering. So I'm like, man, this is the third time I done heard somebody tell me your voice is gonna do something. So I'm like, you know what? So that made me go home, and it's still what I'm doing, but I was about to drop a lot of content, restructure the whole thing to where now it's really kind of a format to where I'm just speaking into the youth and people can get a word. But it just shows that being in that space, in that realm, around other people who found their calling, you need to be in that space. Of course, like for me sometimes, again, like when I say I'm banged up. Some mornings I really can't get up because I'm that sore. So watching church online, that has to do, but it's just still nothing like being in the house to around a lot of believers and getting that feeling. And some, of course, can prophesy over your life. But that just comes to me to say, like, I'm glad that you were able to hear that voice and get that calling and say, hey, follow my directions and walk in these footsteps and walk in this path, and you're going to be all right. And then you say all them doors, just you ain't got to touch them. You walking straight through them. So it's just proof and putting in, again, the testimony to show, get close to God, listen to, open your ears up, and like you say, sit still at the waters and rest, man. Because if not, you never know, but it's life-changing, bro. Nah,
respect, bro. I appreciate you, and in response to you, bro, I'm proud of you. I don't know you. I just met you. I just listened to your podcast. Literally, I listened to the 2 I told you, today. Just on some, I do got to do this. Let me see who I'm going to talk to.
Yeah, facts.
But, man, bro, spirit knows spirit when they meet it. You know what I'm saying? And you already know what you've been told, and you already doing it. I just tell you, don't overthink it, bro.
Yeah.
You doing an immaculate job.
Thank you, man.
Respect.
Thank you, man. So that's, like I said, that's the a journey and path I'm on, man. I just want to just encourage people, like, it's cool to be different. Some people shine on being a black sheep, but it's not always not a negative thing. Like, sometimes you got to separate yourself to do what you need to do in life. So I push everybody to do that. But so another thing I want to get into is you being an author. How did that come about? And give us that path to your first piece of work.
Man, I got 2 books entitled Growth Through Gospel, bro. I tell everybody it took me 7 years to write the first one. And by 7 years, this guy told me to do it, and I drug my feet for them 7 years. This goes into the space to how he was like, you already was supposed to be a minister. I just kind of been letting you do your thing. I used to text everybody on the way to school, like group text, mass text, like, good morning. The Bible says, yeah. All I did was take all of those and turn them into like a book. But instead of a daily devotional, it's a weekly devotional. It's called Growth Through Gospel because it's how I found myself closer to God. So I would text it to people and they'd hit me up. Oh my God, how'd you know I was going through this? And I was like, look, I don't.
Yeah.
God knows. And matter of fact, I was going through it. And I'm just being obedient to the space. So it's a weekly devotional because I feel like, man, bro, things take time. You read, good morning, today we're going to discuss peace. The Bible discusses peace. And then tomorrow you go on to anger. It's like, sit with this for a week. Actually meditate on what peace looks like with this scripture for a week. Now, if you do this for 52 weeks straight, bro, you should have a change in your life if you allow it. If you don't allow it, at least it's a good book. What I love the most about it is, man, bro, I give it to everybody. And I tell people straight up when I meet them, this book is not to make you a Christian. I got some homies that's Muslims that got it. And they're like, bro, it's a really good book. And it's like, okay, cool. It's like, I done read the Quran and stuff too. It is what it is. It's like, but to those who see God when they read it, it's like, that's what it's all about.
So what's your favorite part about being an author? Just would it be just changing lives or actually the creative part?
I'm gonna be honest, neither.
Oh man.
I'm gonna be honest. Me being an author is literally on some guy like, bro, write them books. I'm like, bet, you say do it.
Yeah.
I enjoy what I'm doing now. And it's crazy because years ago, I'd have been like, put me in the pulpit. It's like, yeah. And that's like, I remember like going home and it's like, oh, I got to preach. Nowadays, it's like, oh, I got to be in the pulpit. It's like, say less. Because it's fun. It's like sparring. It's like I get to be in a ring. And it's like, it is in the ring. It's like, bro, it's me and the enemy. It's like, because today, somebody going to hear what's being heard. You finna take a L. And it's like, I need that. Everybody not going to pick a book up.
Facts.
And it's like, if you are going to pick it up, I know hearing me will make you be like, well, maybe I'm more inclined to hearing it. Because most people who pick it up already got some form of relationship with God. It's like the Bible. You kind of got to at least, he kind of at least had to say hey to you at least for you to open it in some way. You don't just walk in the bookstore and say where your Bible's at.
Facts. Hey, dang, that's true, dog. That's true.
It's a real space. It's like somebody done hip you to it and now you're like, oh, I want to read. And you know a person in their faith based on the Bible they read. Because we'll start off and we'll go get the children's Bible almost. And I'll be watching people. It's like, what Bible you read? It's like, oh, I read New International. Or now I read this. The deeper they get, the closer they get to King James. It's like, why is that? It's like, because now you understand it more and now you want that relationship to be even tighter. You want to be able to be like, well, look, I can read the these, thous, and those too. Well, come on.
And that's how I started. So I started out with the King James, but I had to be self-aware. I would find myself, I read it, I'm understanding, but when I get stuck at one part, like that gift of gab Jesus and Moses and them had, what are you talking about? So I go on a rabbit hole to try to translate it. And then now I'm like, man, I ain't reading my Bible no more. But so I got the King James and then I just have a New Living Translation just to see after I read that, if I need some quick clarity a little bit or trying to match it, let me look here. Oh, okay, that's what this word meant, this and that. Then let me go back over here. I want to understand the source of it, but not get, I guess, like baby with it and not get the real what this was. I mean, who knows how much it possibly could have changed the New Living Translation. So that's why I honestly have both. But I'm gonna tell you, I struggled reading that King James, man. It was like, I don't know this. That takes me back to even with my name. That was my first. So I've read the Bible front to back before, but what I noticed was I read it just to read it. I wasn't reading it, studying it, or like getting a very, very deep understanding. It was just like, you're supposed to read the Bible. Let me read it. So the church, I was at Springfield Church, and they had a Bible plan pamphlet. Took it home every day, read this, check it off. It was again, it went back to me it was like work. I had goals that I could achieve, and they're like, that felt good, check. But now I had to go all the way back, and let me just real deal dive in to understand. But this is the first time that somebody again had asked me in my adulthood life, your name Joshua? You got a powerful name. You know what he did? So I'm like, man, you know what? I've been asked this all my life. I'm about to start over again in that book. Now I'm like, man, bro, he was powerful for real. All these cities he done took over and this and that. I said, man, this is crazy. So now I got an understanding of who Joshua was and what this name means. So it gives me even more purpose to live up to that. Who knows when my parents gave me that name? It could have been God speaking through them, like, get his child that name, so once he get old enough age, he can go back and read this book in the Bible and get some purpose about it. But I'll tell you, it changed my life reading it. I didn't know Josh, he was a savage. In a good way, though, but he was a savage.
Man, look here. First of all, I was going to ask. So I ain't know why. But you was like, okay, cool. They could have just came to you, so why they named you that? Mm-hmm. This is what I love the most about the Bible. Man, the Bible is better than a television series when you finally get tapped into it. I just sent this because I do a Bible study group on Zoom, too. We meet 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. And I was telling them, like, they be like, John, you really do got a smart mouth. Not offensive. It's like, but you sarcastic. And I was like, man, well, when you get deep in the Bible, I was like, I talk like Jesus on the low. I was like, I sent them one of my favorite scriptures with Jesus is when Jesus turned to the lady and say, go to your husband. And she say, I don't have a husband. And he say, you don't, but you sleeping with 5 people now and none of them are yours either. I said, I speak just like Jesus. Stop playing with me. Jesus was petty. I was like, Jesus was petty too. Like,
telling you,
it's
man.
Like, man, but when you got to get in the Bible and be like, where it say that at? It's like, go open it. It's like, they get real reckless in there. It just say it, man. It say it a little different way.
Yeah, man. Like, what was his name? I think Pastor Mike Ty, he said the same thing. He was like, look, only if y'all knew the exact same words you said. He said the Bible is better than some of these series you watching on TV. The stories are just as crazy. Just the drama, the female drama, the male-female drama. But
bro, the book of Esther would make a great series. To anybody who read it, it's like, bro, Esther end up becoming queen off of another woman getting kicked out the house.
That's crazy.
And then she play her role. They getting ready to kill her people. They called mans in there. He done hung the rope up. They like, yeah, man, we finna kill him. Only for them to find out right you there. Hung your own self. You hung that rope thinking you was finna kill the Israelite and you hung it for yourself. It's like, if you watch this in a TV series, it's like, dang.
You gonna be hooked.
Legit.
It's like the Bible version of Power.
Man, I'll be glued in.
Yeah, man. But like I say, man, when I finally jumped in and started in the book of Joshua, I'm like, all right, man, now I see. Because I used to struggle with, like, bro, how do you read the Bible? Like, where do you start here and there? But it's just one, go where God leads you, and two, what I always do, if there is a time when I'm at church or watching online, what they're speaking of that day, just go there. Go there, tap in, and let that rest in your spirit for the week and keep going. But I don't make it so difficult for myself no more. Cause I was just so like, you got to start here or start there. But I'm like, nah, man, it's so much in here. Let's go back through it and actually pull something from it and learn, man. But yeah, the Bible, it's amazing, dog. It's amazing, man.
I read mine every day. And it's like, granted, since we do Bible studies, it's like, man, we start with a book and we meet about it on Sunday. We break it down Tuesday through Thursday, like actually digging deep. But it's like, bro, I got favorite stuff I like to read. Like, it's a couple things I done read more than once. So, like I said, it's literally TV to me.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I don't like, and it's like, I can say I don't like. Only thing I don't like is like the Book of Kings. It's like, when you reading through Kings is literally, it's for the anime watchers. These are all filler episodes. Like, Kings is all filler episodes. It's like, and such was king for X amount of years, and he was gone. And then you finally get into another book, and it's like, oh, the action has started again. Like, when I tell people to read, it's like where I start from. It's like, if you new to it, it's like, man, start where you feel like it. But if you actually growing in God, I'll be like, start from the beginning. I say start in Genesis because it's like, you won't understand a lot of stuff in the New Testament until you have read the Old Testament. Now when you read it, you don't even question it. So why was this? It's like, now it's like, man, I'm on. For anybody who done seen like One Piece, now you finally to the part. Because One Piece like 8 million episodes. It's like,
Jesus.
Like,
and that's how I used to start there. I had learned about verses like covenants, how that actually worked. And I'm like, man, I was coming from the old covenant, the Old Testament, and then the New Testament's a different covenant. I'm like, man, and it, even like that within marriage and how sex worked in a covenant, and
it's
then
a covenant.
Even circumcision, it was a covenant. I'm like, I thought that was something totally different, but seeing where that originated from, it's like, that was their way of their part of a sacrifice. It's just like, it's so much in there to where if you watching and listening, it's interesting. Like, even if you may not be Christian, this and that, just give it a try. You gonna get something up out of it, man. But
and you gonna love it. This is my last one, just for somebody who watching and listening. If you just like random, not like a good TV series, the Book of Hosea, the first 3 chapters will get you. Like they'll get you, and they'll
I'm
get you
humble,
because man, God tells everybody, every prophet to do something. He told Jonah go to Nineveh. Jonah jumped off the boat and got to a belly well. I said this the other day. I said if all the prophets sat in the room and was like, "What God tell you to do?" Hosea is the only one who was like, who would be like, "Man, he told me to." Like, what he tell you? Like, bro, God told Hosea, "I want you to go marry a prostitute." Literally. That's how your book start. And it's like you ain't say no, you just literally had to go do it. If I'm in a room with all the prophets, like, what did he tell you to do? He told me to go free them from, tell them, let my people go. He told me to go to Nineveh. What did he tell you to? He told me to go marry a prostitute. Like, what? I gotta go read the book to go see why he made me do that. And then once you read it, it's like, because when we started talking about it in the Bible study, my homegirl was like, hey, your God was tripping. And when we got to the end, she was like, dang, God's so good. I'm like, but you gotta watch it's like, you can't skip to the end of the movie.
Right, the climax will happen in the beginning sometimes.
You gotta read it.
Yeah, man. Like as you said, it's like a whole bunch of these like AI videos going around, AI babies. That'd be a dope hilarious. AI video of doing exactly that, all them in the same room, dog. We gotta make that, bro. That's funny, man. But another question I want to ask before we get up out of here, right? So for anybody who's watching, listening, or tuned in thus far and is in your community, or anybody who needs some support or just words of wisdom, right? What would you tell them to inspire them to get on their path or journey in life?
I always tell everybody as inspiration that the answers are within you if you allow yourself to be heard. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what you need. Be still and hear that. For men, if you looking for spaces outside of yourself, especially in Atlanta, they here. I always speak about my space. We are a men's group at the end of every month, last Wednesday. It's called Man to Man. Black Male Initiative is a space that people, as an organization, people should follow. They always have something. Also, the Brothers Brunch Foundation, that's a super dope organization. As far as women go, there are also spaces for them. The only reason I don't have the answer for you is because I just don't cater to that space, actually. But if you talking like you want inspiration and God, man, I say, man, find you a good book in the Bible, start there, and ask God to talk to you first. Like, you actually got to pray. Praying is such a real thing. And I know, I'm going to say this before I get into prayer. I think we believe in everything but good. Like, we believe in Bigfoot. We believe in the hunting of whatever. But it's like anytime somebody speaks good to us, it's like it's so easy for us to disregard it, which shows subconsciously there's something that we don't believe within ourselves. Anytime we speak good, like, oh, this or that, it's like we automatically, like, we hesitate. And it's like, don't hesitate. I'm always going to use the Bible. My favorite part of Genesis is when God comes back into the garden and it says, man, they were naked and afraid. And the only question he asked them is, who told you that? He's like, I never told y'all that. And I think we as people, and I use this for mental health, when people be like, I'm this, I'm that, it's like, you're not. But you got to find out, even if it's through therapy or anything else, why you believe the lies that you are believing, because God never told you that. He made you in love to be loved. So that's my inspirational spaces.
Man, that's beautiful. Crazy. I don't know if we're on the same wave. So I got it. It's on. I started on Facebook. It's on Instagram. It's called By Tier Life, the brand I have. What I do there, we got like it's a handful of people in there, and I even send out challenges for the week. Like a not like a flyer card, but a card where there's a quote and then a meaning behind it, but about like when God came back to the garden on Adam and Eve and they were already naked. Just last week, my post to them is just some of us these days, we're afraid to get naked spiritually or just to, but that's how it was meant to be. That's how it started. We were naked and they didn't know to be ashamed of being naked until they was exposed to those fruits of that tree. They was walking proudly naked, and that's how God had us walking outside, walking beside him. So we got to get back to being spiritually naked and walking in our path in life. But it's crazy you brought that up, man. That's wild.
That's good. I like that.
That's wild, man.
I'm gonna use it.
But yeah, man, like I said like in the beginning, job well done. Flowers to you for what you're doing. You definitely brought value to the community today. A whole lot of gems. I'm pretty sure whomever is listening, they gonna grab something from it. Like out of this whole hour we done spoke, something is in here for somebody, man. I just want to say I appreciate you for showing up, for speaking your truth, giving your advice, and just bringing value to this platform. But before we leave, you got any announcements you want to give or anything that's coming up, just want to put out?
Man, I'll say that. I got 2 books on Amazon. Both of them, Growth Through Gospel, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Soon I had an audio book coming out. And for people who are looking for a space to worship but don't know if it's safe or not, I got a Zoom. Follow me on Instagram at That's Griggs, or follow my Instagram for my book at Growth Through Gospel. And I like the Zoom congregation because it allows you to get on, and your camera don't got to be on. And I like to tell people, man, we spit conviction, not judgment. The word to do what it's gonna do to you. It ain't my thing what you do, because we all got our own things, and I just want people to find themselves so that they can find God.
Facts, man. One last question. So if anybody needed like a life coach or this and that, and they wanted to choose you, how do they go about setting that up?
Man, that's perfect too. Go to That's Griggs on Instagram. It's a link in my website. It's a link in my bio for a website. You can book a consultation. The consultation is absolutely free. And if we decide to do it, man, I'll stick you in a 10-week program, and we gonna succeed. Ain't no doubts about it.
Beautiful, man. But again, dog, thank you for pulling up. On y'all out there watching, hopefully y'all learned something today. Take something home and tell it to your friend, your mom, your sister, your brother, whomever. But once again, this is the Inherited Podcast, the official podcast about to Legrance. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Go to YouTube as BATRRLEGRANCE. You can follow me on social media everywhere, especially Instagram at SirGatesBC, SRRGATESBC. And yet another good episode. We out, man. Till next time.